This is Alex Vaught, and this is the Richland College Thunder Ducks serving obediently as an audience. Have you ever thought to yourself, the situation that you were in would be a lot easier if you listened to me the first time? Let me tell you a quick life lesson that I learned by going back home last weekend. After practice on Friday, I have two different bags, a catching bag and an outfield bag. And when I got being a catcher, I put the catching bag in the very back of my truck because I didn't care about it anymore. So I go back home and I'm hanging out with my dad and we're doing some yard work outside, and he sees my catching bag in the back of my truck. And he said, you might want to put that in the back of your truck because it's going to rain all weekend. And I said, yes sir, but I had no intention of putting it in the back of my truck. So later that night, I am just hanging out with my girlfriend. We're babysitting a couple kids that we know, and we're there for 6-7 hours, and it just pours the entire time. And the only thoughts going through my head is, my dad told me to put that bag in the back of my truck, but since I don't need it, I don't really care. Later that night, I see the back of my truck, it's flooded. It's just got water standing in it because it's clogged up, and my bag's sitting there, and I'm just thinking, it's done. I don't need it anymore, but I am mad that it's soaked. I go back to practice on Monday, and I don't need it, so I don't carry it to practice. But I go out there, and I have just a normal practice. I go to the outfield, I do some drills, we hit, we run. After practice, we have a huddle with coach, and we break. Coach says, I need to see Alex Vaught, and I thought I'd done something wrong, so I go over there and I talk to him. He said, Texas Wesleyan wants you to try out tomorrow, but they want you to try out as a catcher. And I thought, uh-oh, my bag is soaked, my glove's going to be terrible. So I go home later that night, I spread it all out, I put air conditioning on it, I try to dry it out as much as possible, but it's not working. The gear smells bad, it looks trashy, I don't look like a good ball player, and above all else, the glove's really, really heavy, and it sticks, and you can't get the ball out of it as well as you could have with a dry glove. And my tryout went terrible. I didn't impress the coaches at all, and it made me think that if I had done things right the first time, like I should have, then I would have had a better tryout. And I'm not blaming the bad gear for my lack of talents that day, but I'm just saying it's easier to do things right in your life the first time than looking back on it and saying, what if? It's never a good feeling to have to say, what if? And that's why I believe that if you need to do things right the first time, and procrastination is never a good thing, no matter what situation you are in. Thank you. There's my audience again. They didn't leave.